Go. Mic check. All right, we're ready to go. Ladies and gentlemen, homies and homettes, children, babies, creatures of all kind, what it do, what it do. Welcome back to another episode of Man vs. the Machine. If this your first time listening in, your first time tuning in, I want to welcome you. I'm Main. What the machine is the matrix. The machine is the government. The machine is life. The principalities of wickedness in high places that's coming against you. What the machine produces soulless, lifeless, heartless, emotionless, zombie sheep people. And my job is kind of like Neo to come against the Matrix. Um, is to get you woke up to what the machine is actually trying to do to your life, while the machine is trying to destroy your life. So that is my take. That's the purpose God has given me, is to come to y'all and wake y'all up to what is going on in reality. How am I qualified for this? Because I've been through shit, a lot of stuff. So my life experiences is what I'm sharing with y'all, so y'all can not have to go the hard path. The best way to learn something without having the bumps and the bruises is to learn from another person's mistakes. Um, so that being said, we're gonna jump right into it. Today's episode is dealing with why carrying baggage, and I had a different title when I first came up with this, but God has just been throwing into me. One thing about Man vs. the Machine is I can't script it. It's not scripted because it doesn't come from me. It comes straight from God. I'm just here as to project how he wants to for me to talk to you and how he says it. I'm not a holy roller at all. I'm in the trenches with y'all. Like I'm corporate, but I'm street. I'm church, but don't try me. It's the same. So I've been through the things that some pastors can't talk about because they wouldn't want you to know that they've been through that. Hey Barbara, what's up, cuz? They don't want you to know about their past. I'm gonna tell you about my past because my trials are testimonies for y'all, so that you don't have to go the hard route, the hard way through the path. So when it came to me, I think I titled it something like why your past traumas would destroy every relationship that you're trying to get into. And it's the fact. But God gave me a baggage analogy last night. So carrying the same luggage from relationship to relationship doesn't matter if it's a intimate relationship with a man or a woman, or a family relationship or friendships. Carrying these baggages and these traumas, this luggage from relationship to relationship, will destroy everything that you're trying to build, or destroy all your relationships. And this is what the machine wants. The machine wants you isolated. The machine wants you depressed and not having valuable relationships. As I said in my last video, um, just the realization came to me. I was talking to my god brother. He's a pastor, and epiphany just hit me. Like um, the industry, the government, the powers that be do not want loving relationships. They don't. One, loving relationships brings just the general root. If you just start from the concrete, the the foundation of it, love. The universe, the evils in the universe don't want love. So this is why you hear the change in the music. This is why you hear this culture of self-service, self-love, uh, with no empathy, with no pity, with no remorse, and how it's so easy to move on and just break things down and just walk away from people, families, walk away from your spouse, walk away from even your kids and your loved ones and your friends. They don't want love. So just from a bottom of it, that's why you don't hear love in the music. You hear uh promiscuousness, um, you hear uh femininity, you hear masculinity, which is just causing us to be at odds with each other. Everyone's out for self. What can I get from this person? What can I take from this person? And on the reaction end of that was, let me be defensive and keep this type of energy away from me. So what it has us doing is in a constant cycle of clashing with each other. And how does that produce for them? Well, they don't want people to be multiple and fruitful, and fruitful and multiply, which is a commandment from God. Why? They don't want you having kids. That's why they don't want you producing. They don't want happy families. They don't want children growing up in a two-parent home. They don't want your body count to be low. They don't want a good husband and a good wife working in tandem because that's power. Unity is power. If I have each one of you working individually, right? An individual person can't do as much as two people or three people or four people or five people. A family can conquer a lot more than an individual. So that's why they want you beefed out with your family. That's why they want you beefed out with your girlfriend, your boyfriend, your husband, your wife, your best friend, your partner. They don't want you to come together and produce and be producers instead of just consumers. They don't want that. They don't want your kids to grow up in a two-family home with a father and a mother and be productive. They want your families to be chaotic and in jail. That's why they inject us with all this negativity. So we go from how do we stop that? Basically, this is why I'm here. This is why God has me doing this. I could be out doing anything else. I could just be satisfied with my 9 to 5 job. I've been over six figures. I've been over six figures. Shit, I can't even remember the last time I wasn't over six figures. I'm a hustler. I make six figures that way by flipping cars and boats and a boat rental and jet ski company. It's not because of that. When you see the chains I wear, it's not because of this yet. You know what I'm saying? This this isn't producing money yet for me, but it's producing an audience already within a week. I'm almost at 30,000 views. So the next thing is where I don't have to sit at work and the next step is to phase this into my purpose producing for me. And that's the purpose of all y'all. Everyone has a purpose and your purpose will provide for you. You just got to get in the wheel of your purpose. Um so that's the next step. It's amazing like um 28,000, 29,000 views and counting, 13,000, 18,000 views and counting. These episodes just in a week. And that's God manifesting um his promise, showing like I was serious about you doing this. You stay with it, it's gonna provide for you. That way, when this stuff comes down to me, that's why I said I can't go scripted with it. I know what I'm gonna talk to y'all about days before I talk to y'all about it. But how it comes down to me, I may want to start it one way, gotta finish it another way. So that's what you get from Man versus the Machine. You get the raw me. What's up, Gwen? You get the raw me. You get the unfiltered me. That's not me. You get if you when you get to know me, if you already know me, you know everything I'm telling you is facts. I'm not hiding my flaws to you. I'm telling my flaws to you. So what he put in my spirit was with this is that we keep carrying. Just imagine, first of all, to stop this trend of destruction in relationships, friendships, and situationships, whatever you're trying to do. We see everybody out here right now. Everybody is focused on being so pretty, so handsome, so financially set, right? That it masquerades, it covers up, it's a mask to the flaws on the inside. So what it'd be like is like, um, say your life was a suitcase, right? And you carry around this suitcase with you, and you take that suitcase from relationship to relationship, right? From house to house. I'm not even gonna say house to house. We'll say hotel to hotel because the way relationships is now, they're so fast and they so quick and they're so over with. It ain't really a house. It's really a hotel or motel shit. Sometimes relationships only last a couple weeks. And that's because inside of this luggage that we carrying, you might be pretty on the outside. You might be a Louis V bag. You might be a Coach bag, right? But inside of that bag, you got all this trash, all this dog crap, all this human feces, all these roaches and bed bugs from our past, which are the traumas and the negative experiences that we had over life. It could even start as a child. You could have grew up in a home where your mama ain't shit. Your daddy ain't shit. You know what I'm saying? Your family, your siblings were mean to you and nasty to you. So you put all this trauma in the bag, right? And so you meet this man, this woman, that you want to be with, but you got all these traumas because your mama did you wrong, your daddy did you wrong, your sister did you wrong, your brother did you wrong, your uncle did you wrong. They could have molested. You could have been molested. You could have been just beat on. You could have been treated bad. You could have been left. The way they talked to you was unloving. But you got these trauma in your mind, so you take it to this situation, this next situation that you got. But you filled with these traumas, and it's just like a bag. If you take it to the hotel, you might not dump the whole bag out with all your outfits, right? You might just put out the outfit that you're wearing for the day. You might be on the beach in a swimsuit. So you put this out and that negative trauma, but inside your bag is hurt. Inside your bag because you never dealt with it. And the reason you didn't deal with it is because of accountability and understanding that you got wounds. So you open that bag, right? And then instead of you pulling out some underwear, you pulling out the trauma that your daddy caused you because you grew up without a father and you got that pain, or you grew up without a mother and your mother was jealous of you and she did all these things to you and she treated you like Cinderella. Your family treated you like Cinderella. So you take that into that relationship, or your family treated you like Kunta Kinte if you're a man. You know what I'm saying? They treated you like shit. And every woman that you associate those traumas, or every man you associate those traumas too. So when you start unpacking that bag, you bring in that trauma into that situation because you never cleaned out that bag. Um, Erica Badu had you better call Tyrone and tell him to come get your shit. But inside that shit of Tyrone's was a bunch of trauma. And so Tyrone gonna take all that bags that he packed, and she had a song called Bag Lady. Come on, pack your bag, carrying all this stuff. You know what I'm saying? What she was telling you was all these bags that we have, this trauma that we have in these bags. We never clean it out. So we take it from relationship to relationship. So and the second part of that is the person that you go to, they got a bag too. And they got traumas and things and triggers inside of their bag. And the machine, the devil, the entities, the principalities of wickedness in high places, they have these spirits. They will bring two things together of negativity. This person has this in them, which brings out the worst in this person. This person has this in them that brings out the worst in this person. So I keep trying to tell y'all, the devil don't come to do nothing but steal, kill, and destroy. And I done told you plenty of times when it comes to kill. If he can't kill you physically, he'll kill your dreams. He'll kill your promises. He wants to destroy your families. He wants to destroy your families before you can even get them started. Because some of these situations, they not fly by nights, but we make them hotel stays. We make them quick stays. They could be beautiful relationships. They could be marriages. They could be long-term relationships, but we turn them into fast food fucking. You know what I'm saying? Instead of long-term relationships because of the trauma. So they see this. They know who you are. Light beings, I'm gonna explain this again to you. Just like in the Matrix. The agents knew who Neo was before Neo knew who Neo was. The same thing with these demons. The Matrix was nothing but showing you what happens in the spiritual realm. That's all the Matrix was. It was breaking it down for you what's happening in the spiritual realm. So these demons know exactly who you are. These spirits, these wickedness, they're on assignment to stop you from producing the next generation of people to usher in what God really wants, if that makes sense to you. So they'll bring all these traumas and trigger each other. And so we'll end up blowing up relationships because we haven't addressed the trauma. And the first way to address the traumas in the garbage and the filth in our bag, like I said, it's not to put on makeup, it's not to go to the gym. That's cool, right? But you have to identify that there's something wrong inside of you. Why do I keep going from relationship to relationship? Why do I keep going to situationship to situationship? Why do I got all these bodies but still ain't got nobody? I was out the other day. Prettiest person you probably would ever want to meet. Just listening to the conversation, educated convo. But the traumas can't even communicate. Can't communicate beyond like want somebody but don't know how to attach or reciprocate. Why is that? Traumas. Traumas. You can't express. Have you ever? I'm gonna put it like this. We all got these defense mechanisms up. Why is that? We're all in shielding because we don't want to be hurt for more trauma. So when you go out and we talk about these things and we post these things on social media, we can tell you what we're not dealing with. We can tell you what we're not accepting, how we're gonna run from this and we run from that, how I'll cut you off for this and I'll cut you off for that. No one ever talks about the positive things that they look for. It's like pulling blood from a turnip trying to get someone to talk about the positive things. Well, I like this in a woman. I like this in a man. So when you go on here and you even see all these clips and these shorts, right? What are they talking about? How do they get your attention? Negativity. Negativity is how they get your attention. That's how they get you drawn in. Negativity, because everybody got something negative to talk about. My mom, my stepfather took me to amusement parks all the time. I remember those things, right? But you know what I remember more vaguely? My mama whooping my ass with extension cord. I remember that more vaguely. You know why? Because it's a trauma. The trauma has a deeper root inside you than the dopamine experience. So that's why when relationships, you can have all these positive moments, but people only focus on the negative. It might be hundreds of positive moments, but them 2, 3 negative events will destroy a relationship. And that's because the plan is already out there. The spirits know who you are. You still sitting in the cocoon inside the matrix, getting fed crushed up human meat in a straw with things in your back, just like Neo was, until you pull the plug out of your back and understand, like, damn, they don't want me to have a positive relationship because they don't want you to hold yourself accountable for anything. You have to first recognize to fix a problem, you first have to recognize there is a problem. And that problem doesn't start with the other person. That problem starts with you working on you. So then when you project out, you start attracting the positive things that you want. Because if you don't, you attract things, right? And then you'll be able to destroy them just as quick as you got them. Getting something is easy. The hard part is maintaining it. And that's the thing that we struggle with the most is maintaining what we have, maintaining that level. And it goes right back to us opening up that suitcase. Some people come and they open up the whole bag and throw their luggage out straight on the bed. And if that's you and you got all this trauma and this bullshit and these negative acts and actions and attitudes that you bring to the table, this is why you like that. This is why you see so many fine, beautiful women and they got all these bodies and they ain't got nobody. Y'all doing this Galentine's thing. This is the stupidest shit I ever saw. So you got all these fine females piled up together because they single, because they don't have a meaningful relationship. If they had a meaningful relationship, they wouldn't be with 10, 12, 13 females in a picture running around talking about Galentine's. They would have their man and they would be happy with a man. But the culture again is tricking you, doping you down to think this is normal. I don't need no man. I got my girls. Well, what the fuck they gonna do for you? Nothing. You're just masquerading, masking the unhappiness. Yes, you're fine. You're that Louis bag, right? But when I open that Louis bag up and I see dirty tampons and toilet paper, used toilet paper, and cockroaches and bed bugs and centipedes running around it, I'm gonna close the Louis bag up and throw that shit in the trash. You look good on the outside, but in the inside, we ugly. Same for males. We Gucci bags. You know what I'm saying? You open it up, he got a nice car, he got a nice house, he look good, he's handsome, he's pretty, but we got all these traumas, these undealt with traumas inside the bag. And so when we pour it out, you can do it slow. Sometimes you don't see the ugly in a person because they put out a pair of shorts. You know what I'm saying? Then a couple months later, they put out a pair of socks and a pair of shoes. So you getting it, and it's like, damn, this is ugly. You know what I'm saying? They do one little thing. They don't know how to communicate. And and then that communication comes to cheating, or that communication comes to them disrespecting you or talking to you crazy. These are the things that we're unpacking because and the other person may be unpacking things that they don't even know about or they know about, but they haven't addressed. And it's a trigger. And so then what could have been something good gets blown up because I'm sneaking because she's sneaking. Or I don't trust him, so I'm gonna keep my side dudes, or I don't trust her, so I'm gonna keep my side girls. And then when we see the little things, because inside of our bag, we holding on to past traumas, we let those things out and we destroy the situation. Speaking for myself, my past trauma, and I would mask it and I'm speaking these things. Imagine this. Let's before I go there, imagine this. Imagine and I thank God for this because I was just on my way coming back here to do this. Jesus used to speak in parables. And what he said to his disciples, they said, why you never speak nothing plain to people or make it plain? And he said, because the secrets of the kingdom of heaven are for you. They've been revealed for you, not them. I'm just talking to the people. So they can't say I never gave them the word. But it's really for you to understand. And for the people that God have called out. Well, God has given it to me different. He's giving me these analogies of a suitcase. And what I'm about to tell you next is so people can grasp and understand. It's easy for you to understand if I tell you if you a suitcase, if you had a Louis Vuitton bag and you open it up and it's a pile of shit inside of it. What you gonna do with the bag? You gonna throw it out? Yeah, it's pretty. Yeah, it's nice. Yeah, it's a Louis, but it's got a pile of diarrhea and crap in there and feces. You're gonna throw it away. That's how we are as human beings. You will see somebody that's beautiful. Oh, she got this body and this, but their personality is terrible. They can't communicate. It's an asinine. It's people that literally think it's okay to live with a person and don't even speak. Do you know how insane that is? That's crazy. Don't even y'all live in the same house. Y'all walk past each other every day. It's okay with one of those individuals. or both of those individuals. That's insane. Y'all used to fuck or was fucking or intimate, got kids together, and y'all don't even talk. Y'all was intimate enough to have kids together, and you don't even let the kids see the other person, the other party, if it's not a dangerous situation. That's crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is where it's got to that people can't even have communications to talk about what they like in a relationship to want to even move forward in a relationship. But you can go out with somebody and you can eat with them. You can look across from somebody, staring them in the face, knowing you have no real intentions with that person. You just want a meal. That's crazy. You wasting that person's time and yours for a meal? You a bum, pretty much. You're a bum. Or you can sit there with the intentions of meeting somebody, stick your dick in a vagina, and just move on and don't care nothing about that person. That's asinine. That used to be a lifestyle that I want. But see, that's demonic possession. You know what I'm saying? To think, and it's insane. Like I said, it's just the same as insanity as when you look at somebody and the street definition, the clear definition of insanity for a person is, and we see somebody bopping their head into a brick wall hard, we're gonna look at that person like that's crazy, right? That crazy person think that's okay. And so that's why they're banging their head against a brick wall, because to them, it's okay. But everybody around them knows like that's insane. Not to that extreme, but our behaviors are like that. We going around just catching bodies, catching bodies, catching bodies, catching bodies, catching trauma, catching demons, catching spirits, catching attitudes off who they fucking, who you fucking, who that person messing with, who that person messing with, who that person messing with, and we think that's okay. We bring it back home. And we think that we supposed to have a normal relationship with somebody, a functional relationship with somebody, with one person. Come back and bring all that trauma in. First of all, you bring in those demons, them spirits into that other person too. They coming all along with you, and guess what? They hopping in that suitcase I was talking about, and then they waiting for the opportunity to get thrown out on the bed, so they can really show their ass. And sometimes this is leading to death. I was watching this crazy thing this morning when I got off work. Detroit crime, unsolved crime, and this lady killed her boyfriend, and they still ain't found this lady. You know, she chopped this dude up, killed him with her son in the house, chopped him up, and dropped him off in Ohio. Sorry for the family, because some of y'all as followers, I know the dude. I'm not even gonna say his name. I'm like, man, he looked familiar. I never even heard of this case, and I hit him on my Facebook. We mutual friends. Like, oh wow, that's crazy. Being a promoter, I know so many people. A former promoter, I know so many people that I would, your face would look familiar to me, and that was crazy just to see that. And I'm just watching the show that was on, happened to be on TV when I got home. So you got and the girl that did it, she talking to the family after she whacked it. I ain't seen him. I ain't seen him since Sunday. This is okay. This is because in her mind, this is okay. This is the insanity. This is the demonic possession. This is these spirits that are operating us in that baggage and that trauma that we haven't released. And the first part of that is accountability. So imagine, and the accountability aspects come in. Like I said, you can't fix a problem unless you acknowledge that a problem exists. I'm gonna say it again. You can't fix a problem unless you acknowledge that a problem exists. That's the thing. People always want to acknowledge someone else is the problem, but won't acknowledge the problems that they have in. So what do? They leave, pick up that suitcase with that trauma, because trauma, like, she didn't acknowledge me anyway. I'm cool. That spirit, that demon, that behavior, that profile that you have, it ain't going nowhere because you didn't acknowledge it. That addiction, not going nowhere because you didn't acknowledge it. If I'm a crackhead and I'm sitting around here, I'm okay. I'm not gonna go get the treatment or the help I need. You know what I'm saying? If I'm depressed and I'm sad and I'm sitting here pretending that I ain't, I'm not going to get the help I need. No, I'm all right. I'm gonna be okay. You know what I'm saying? Until it's not okay. You know what I'm saying? Until that person crashes out. And that's because we won't acknowledge the problem. The analogy here, imagine you or a pilot, right? A pilot, he comes out to the airplane. He looks at the plane, sees this big crack in the wing, right? I'm gonna fly that shit anyway. Right? We are our own pilots to this right here, this body. To your body, you're the pilot to that. We got all these cracks, bullet holes, flaws in us. I'm talking about spiritual. I'm not even talking about the physical. I'm talking about the spiritual, right? I'm talking about attitude. I'm talking about personality. I'm talking about behaviors that we got. We can see it. The landing gear on the plane, the wing got a crack in it. The landing gear, one of the wheels is missing. The engine missing blades off of it. I'm gonna fly this shit anyway. I'm gonna fly it to my next destination. So we get in that, he pilot get in that plane, he take off. Now he might go fly high for a minute, but that crack in the wing, if that wing fall down, When that wing do come down, it's not if, it's when. When that wing fall off, he coming crashing down. When that wheel, when he got to land and that wheel ain't there, he coming crashing down. When that blades that's missing on that propeller, when he ain't functioning right and that plane come down, he done crashed out. And that's what we is in our life because we don't check the bad attitude. We don't check the promiscuousness. We don't check the heartlessness. We don't check how we don't know how to communicate and how we're just dead an issue and go to sleep on it. Go to sleep on hatred. Be cool with just using somebody. Be cool with not really loving somebody wholeheartedly. Be cool with 1 foot in and 1 foot out, or 2 foot in and just my ass in the seat. You know what I'm saying? 2 foot out the door and just my butt in the seat. We cool with your mind being in the building, but your heart on the other side of town. We cool with that. So when we eventually crash, just like that plane with the wing with the crack in it, the pilot looked at it. Oh yeah, I see this crack. I see the wheel missing. I see the propeller ain't got nothing but 2 blades on it and the shit half five. I'm gonna fly that shit anyway. Oh, get it off the ground. It get to the next destination. Then it come crashing down at some point. It comes crashing down. And that's how we is with our relationships. We won't solve the problem or fix the problem or even take accountability that the problem's there. It's not me, it's somebody else. She did this to me. And I'm gonna address that right here too. First of all, that's one way you can acknowledge demonic possession. And for your own self, if you have a problem and you can't acknowledge and take accountability for it, she made me do that. He made me do that. Blah, blah, blah. Ain't nothing wrong with me. But you keep going from relationship to relationship, from person to person, right? You keep collecting bodies, but you don't got no body. Just keep saying this. Listen to Rotimi. You got all these bodies, still ain't got nobody. You think it's cool, think it's funny. That's demonic possession. You have to understand this shit is not flesh and blood, but it's principalities of wickedness in high places. Yes, it's fun. Yes, I thought it was fun when I finally got single after this marriage. I thought it was fun. I'm telling you, like us, all we were doing, like I would come home and there's butt naked chicks running around at my cousin's house. It was fun, but it was so draining. If you a child of God, a child of light, I don't shit about what you perdition sons of Satan and daughters of Satan care about. I'm not talking to you. You can listen. You can't stop me. You can listen, but you can't stop me. But I'm talking to the child of light. And I know a lot of you is because we had conversations, but we operating outside of the will of God. And I thought it was cool to just run the streets and do all these things. And you know what I was doing when I was meeting meaningful people, star children, children of the light, and becoming in relationships? I didn't know how to act. I was destroying it before, or I was causing them more trauma because I couldn't give them 100% me because I didn't know what 100% me was. You're never gonna get that. So you would get 25% from me, which is a good ass time. You'll get a good time, but you wouldn't get a long time. You know what I'm saying? You would never get the real me. And that's because the phalanx was up. I was in defense mode. And this is what we see now. And that's what they want you to be in because they don't want meaningful relationships. They don't want happy families. They don't want two family homes. They don't want your kids to grow up and be better than the parents and to carry a legacy, to do all these things. They don't want that. They don't want better men and women. They don't want us working in unison. Why? Because if that, the game is over. The game is over. The men and women can come together, the game is over. I can't even believe I'm saying this stuff to y'all because I was so hardened in my heart that I could never have the capacity to love anyone completely. And I thought it was okay. I enjoyed comparing myself to a Terminator. I enjoyed not having emotions. That's nothing. Logically, I knew everything. I knew that I'm not a mean person. We're gonna have a good time. I'm gonna show you how to fix your credit. I'm gonna show you, you're gonna be on boats. With my life is like somebody's vacation. In the summertime, I'm turned. We on boats every day. We on jet skis every day. We traveling. We riding forms. All that. You get that part. But what you not getting? You're not getting a soul connection. Nah, nah. Because I don't trust you. Because I haven't unpacked my luggage, and you haven't unpacked your luggage. So the capacity to actually love somebody really wasn't there. It masqueraded like that. Yeah, I love you for being in love. And it took a crashing out for me to understand that I think everybody else is fucked up, but I'm more just as or more fucked up than them because I think it's okay to live like this, to be like this. And that's pure evil. That's pure evil. But so many of us do. Ladies, y'all the same way. Fine as hell, beautiful, and just catching bodies. They can't love. This is what this Galentine's thing is. You see a bunch of I know half the motherfuckers is doing it. Y'all got a bunch of dudes or dudes chasing y'all, but y'all can't. Y'all don't have the capacity to love because you wouldn't be sitting there with 15 females if y'all had men that y'all love. You would be with your man. As I just said, that's my man. Y'all will be with your man, but you ain't got one because you don't have the capacity in you anymore right now because you won't address what's in that bag. You a Louis bag, you fine. You a Gucci bag, you handsome. You a Coach bag, you look good. You got money, you got a good job, but you cannot function in a relationship because you can't communicate. Why? The trauma, the shit in your bag. You can't really love somebody. Why? The trauma, the shit in your bag. You can't stand on 10 toes for real. You think you is, running away is not standing on 10 toes. Cutting people off because something slightly irritated you, not standing on 10 toes. That's gonna have your ass out here. And it's crazy because like now I can't even date anybody at the moment, but someone that don't have anything. So you'll have all these things. So I only go talk to women that have bring value. So you'll be this age, right? And this even dangerous for a woman. You 40s in your 40s, late 30s, 32s. You ain't got no man. And it's all these 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26 year olds is coming up to take your place. And you going through like the point in your time where your looks ain't gonna carry you for too much longer. But you don't have nothing on the inside. You don't have no substance on the inside. That's crazy. That's crazy work. That you don't understand that your clock is ticking. You gonna be the next Diamond. Oh, thank God it's 12. I forgot. I can eat now. Man, I've been fasting. I just lifted weights too before I got on here. You gonna be the next Diamond from Players Club. You're gonna be the next uh Jennifer Lopez. You gotta think. Some of y'all think y'all so fine, right? Y'all so this. Y'all think y'all finer than Jennifer Lopez was? Mm, y'all might be ass fine. Might be finer. This she about 60. Body hopping. Still can't keep a meaningful relationship. Can't. Diamond Players Club. Same thing. 60. I don't date men. They don't make 500,000. But you is 60 years old. No one cares what you date. You don't even look half as good as you did when you was in Players. So you still good. Black don't crack for real. But you gotta understand, this is the game. Either they kill you early or they wait you out till you useless, basically. And you're gonna be old and alone. Same for us men. The same way, bro. We keep running across good women and we bringing that suitcase of trash with us. We one foot in, one foot out, lying, not having integrity. And I'm saying this not to y'all because I was the same way up until recently. It took a traumatic experience, and not because I'm the bad party or I'm solely at fault for this. No, you have to look at your own faults. And I'm like, damn, how the hell can I say something about somebody else? And I was doing all this shit and I was thinking it was okay. Like, fuck them. Just because whatever little thing. So we got this thing, and I want to explain this to y'all real quick. Because I gotta wrap this up. Well, I'm gonna explain this to y'all real quick. Why accountability is so important. Why you stop pointing the finger at this person is the reason I did this and this and that, right? So in the automotive industry, we do it at the glass factory kind of too, right? So I've been in management for years now, since 2018, right? We got this thing we call lessons learned. Lessons learned is it's just like it's pretty basic. It's just like how it sounds. So a problem had happened, right? We'll do an investigation on the problem and see what the root cause of the problem was. So we'll in the investigation is this thing called 5 whys. 5 whys is a pain in the ass to any supervisor and manager because you have to come up with 5 why this thing happened the way it did. But what the 5 whys does is hold everything accountable. The reason it's frustrating is because sometimes one of those whys could be the facility or it could come back and even be the manager. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be bigger than just the person that caused the problem. But why wasn't this in place if this person missed this, that this didn't get caught? So if you 5 why yourself, and I've been applying that to my own life, it holds you accountable. Somewhere in the blame process, it allows you to overcome the blame and look at what could have been done better to actually get to the root of the problem. Why don't we use the 5 whys in our own life? Or why don't we use the lesson learned? Why do we keep going through the same lessons? Why do we keep coming from relationship to relationship to relationship, tearing it down the same way? It's girls that I didn't talk to, right? In the past, we didn't split up, came back, situationships, entanglements, right? And now that I'm free again, I'm listening to the conversation. They want to talk and be serious, but the conversation hasn't changed. It's the same thing. I didn't want to talk to you before. So we go, and if I'm still operating how I have been operating when I met you the first time, I'm gonna do the same thing too. So that's why I post these things when I'm saying like I'm out by myself learning the new me. Because if you get the old me, you're gonna get fucked on, but you're not gonna get loved on. For real, for real. I love you because I done dealt with you for so long. However, it won't progress to where you're trying to go if I don't deal with me. And that's if it was a new relationship, if it's an old relationship, if I even double back and tried to fix this, I couldn't be the person I want to be if I don't start unpacking the crap out of my luggage and put good linens in there. If I'm still walking around with dirty laundry in my bag from every traumatic experience I had forgot, how can I ever bring something fresh new to the table? Because all I'm bringing to the table is sheets with bed bugs and roaches and crap, everything, all the traumas from my past. And I'm bringing it to every situationship, relationship that I come to. And that's what we keep doing. That's why you can go out on dates and can't nobody even talk. Y'all in your cell phone, all type of stupid crap. And I mean, I just been looking at this stuff like, wow, this is amazing to me. Like how people is so disenfranchised and illusion that they think they're so right and they so wrong that they'll never progress into anything positive. So we have to start unpacking that bag and we start have to start really looking at ourselves like, hey, I got some things wrong with me and I need to fix them before I try to move on. Or I'm just gonna hurt another person. I'm gonna just tear down another relationship. That could be my person. It's a lot of times we done came across our person. I know I have several times. And I set that shit on fire like a Roman army after a siege. Like I burnt the bridge down and didn't care. Look back like, who cares? On to the next one. Because in my mind, I can replace a face. But that's easy to replace a face. That's nothing to replace sex, to replace a face, to replace all the things that we think is important. That's easy to replace. But the things that's not, to find a woman, and this is from a man perspective, but for women too, to find a woman with a good spirit, uh, good communication, good that really love you for you, that's really trying to not me, but us. That's hard as shit to find. I can find a pretty face. I can throw a rock and can't miss a pretty face. What I can't find is good people with morals, good people with values. That shit is hard to find. I can find a bunch of baddies and a bunch of divas, soulless ass whores. That's easy to find. As far as y'all too, as ladies to men, it's a bunch of guys out here that got money. So if that's what y'all looking for, it's a bunch of them. Ain't too many of them got real swag, and too many of them gonna treat you the right way. Shit, I wasn't even one that was gonna treat you wholly the right way until recently. Until like literally, I would treat you good, but if you did something, and that was part of the mask, I would compartmentalize it. If you showed me some things, and I don't want to call people out because they watched the video. If you showed me some things, you cheating, you doing your thing too, I'll keep you around because I know how to play the number one role, two, three, four, or five. Somewhere in here is the best one for cheaters and people that got multiple relationships and situationships and entanglements going on. Because I'll detach my emotions from the situation. We cool. We can still go to the movies. We can still hang out. We can still drink. We can still party. We can still bang. But that part, that real connection part, that's cut off. And I thought that was okay to move like that. And it wasn't. Should have just either cut them off or pretty much just cut them off and went my own way. But I started normalizing that. That started to become a behavior. So I was doing the same thing, catch and release. It was Motel 6 relationships, like in and out. We'll keep the line on. It's an assembly line of evil. And that's all it is. So to stop that, I had to start taking this baggage out. Because when I meet people that are good, that are some of them, some I ain't gonna lie, some of these motherfuckers deserve that, but some people don't. And then you'll treat them the same way you do the catching and releases. You'll catch a trophy fish, and not just because of the looks. It'll have everything. Cook for you, clean, love on you when you come home, rub your crusty feet, wash your stinking drawers, and you'll still treat that person bad. And that person will treat you bad because of the trauma that they got. And y'all trigger each other because no one took the time to take the trash out the luggage. And the luggage is inside of you. You're the bag. And the trash inside of you has to come out so you can be productive and to really be loving and to really be selfless. Like I told y'all, relationships is not about me, 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 me. Relationships is two people coming together, acting as one. You should be three branded, like something, I don't know, I want to throw in the gang signs. You should be three braided because you need God to get through this because we've been indoctrinated to self-destruct relationships, to self-destruct healthy families. That's what relationships is meant for, to build healthy families. This is why you see all these dysfunctional ass little kids running around here going crazy. You see these mamas cheering their kids on to be nothing but cannon fodder for the police and the prison system. This is what you're seeing. And their daughters to grow up to not be shit but ran through. This is why you see this. Because the dysfunction of design of the machine is smarter than the individual. They don't see the end game. They just playing for the moment. And the machine is playing for keeps. Like, share, subscribe. Let's get this monetized so I can do this full time, bringing you and dropping you all these jewels. If you got some stars y'all want to show your boy, like I said, like, share, subscribe on YouTube, on Facebook. I'm gonna start dropping these down on Instagram. The new studio is 75% done. So then I'll be able to stream again on all platforms instead of just doing this off the phone and off the limited access I got right now. But make sure y'all share this, man. Share this with somebody. It can change somebody's life. Remember, it starts with acknowledging the problem, accountability, and fixing the problem. There's nothing wrong when you look in the mirror and be like, I don't like what I see. You know why? Because you're gonna change it. That people liking what they seeing and they're a fucked up person. You're not cool just because you're pretty. Like you're not cool just because you're handsome. You're not cool because you just got a whole bunch of money. Pretty, pretty on the outside and ugly on the inside is terrible. Having a bunch of money and having no integrity is trash. You know what I'm saying? So you have to learn. It's better to for real fix yourself and be that person that you were called to be the best, real best version of you. Some of y'all think y'all the real best version of you, and you just a Louis Vuitton bag with a pile of shit inside of you. You pretty on the outside, but when I open you up, you smell like a dead cat. So hope y'all enjoyed this Man versus Machine. Like I said, like, share, subscribe, follow me, share it. Peace up. I'll see y'all on the next one. Post for 30 days.